Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here once again. My name is Liliana and today I'll be showing you guys how to make chicken parmesan and fettuccine alfredo. It's a perfect food combination. Let me show you the ingredients. Okay, so here I have about 3 pounds of chicken. I'm going to show you guys how to turn them into chicken cutlets. And then I also have garlic, salt, pepper. I have breadcrumbs. These are the ones that I like to use. I get them from Michoacana. They are the brand called El Venado. And then you're also going to need about 2/3 of a cup of flour. You're also going to need 3 eggs and Parmesan. Also half a cup of milk, and this is all what you're going to use for only the breading of the chicken. And then you're also going to need this Prego sauce. I like to use the traditional, and I also like to add about a tablespoon of sugar. You're also going to need mozzarella shredded cheese. You're also going to need for your Alfredo sauce heavy whipping cream. You're also going to need butter. You're also going to need garlic cloves, and you're also going to need Parmesan for your Alfredo sauce, as well as this fettuccine pasta. This is the brand that I like to use. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to turn them into chicken cutlets. So you do want to trim off the fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, because for this recipe you need the excess of the fatness from the chicken, so you can get rid of that. Okay, so you're gonna place your hand down. You're gonna make sure that it's flattened and straight. You're going to place your hand down and you're just going to cut about half an inch. Say hi, Mama.
Hi.
Half an inch of the chicken, okay? So it should look something like this. Uh-oh, sorry, Mommy.
It's okay, Mom. I'm your daughter.
What did you say?
I'm your daughter.
Yes, you're my daughter, Mama.
And the other one isn't. He's in this way and getting hungry now, my little doggy.
Yep. Okay, so from one breast, this is what you get. 2 chicken cutlets, okay? And then just to make them even, I'm gonna show you guys how I like to press them down.
This way, just cut breast.
Okay, so now you're gonna grab about this much plastic wrap. You're gonna go ahead and cut it, and I'm just gonna show you guys how I like to pat them down, just so they could be thin and they can cook evenly when you're frying them, okay? Okay, so you have your 2 chicken breasts here, and now I am going to grab one of these that you use to make like the flour tortillas. I think they're called roller. And you're just going to okay, and you see how the chicken breast automatically turns bigger and thinner, and now you have it even, straight. So that means that it's gonna cook evenly on both sides. So you have to pat the other one, and you're just gonna do the same thing. So with the roller, you just pat it evenly. See how the chicken gets little bumps? I don't know if the camera catches it. You just keep hitting. Just to make sure that it's flat and straight. There's no bumps. Okay, and this is what my other chicken cutlet looks like. Okay, so now that I have my chicken cutlets, I was able to get 7 chicken breast cutlets out of the 3 pieces of chicken breast I had, and I just showed you guys how to pat them down as well. So now you're going to add salt and pepper on both sides. So this is some salt. Okay, you don't add a lot, you kind of just sprinkle it, okay guys? And then some pepper. Here goes one. Show you how to do another one. So not sure if the camera can catch how much salt and pepper I'm putting on each, but you just kind of sprinkle so you okay, so this is the 2/3 of flour that we need. You're just gonna empty it out and just sit it on your plate. You don't need a lot, you just kind of need the flour to lock the seasoning of the salt and pepper. So you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to add some salt. You're just gonna sprinkle, because remember guys, we have to season every layer so we can make sure that the dish comes out good. So you have just a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and you're just going to mix it like so. Okay, so now your flour is good. So now you're just going to grab your chicken cutlet and you're going to just lightly coat it. Okay, tap out the excess and just set it down. Let me show you how I do another one. So you're going to lightly coat it, tap out the excess, and we're only coating it with flour so the egg could stick on perfectly. Okay guys? Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how you make the mixture of the eggs as well as the breadcrumbs. Okay, so you're going to pour your 1/2 cup of milk in a little container where you could just kind of dip, and you're also going to add salt. So just add, and then you're also going to add some pepper. Okay, and now you are going to add your 3 eggs. And you're just going to whisk it with a fork. I'm going to make sure that the egg and the milk incorporate together. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I like to prep my breadcrumb mixture. So I'm gonna put about, let me see. So that's 1 cup. I'm gonna do, okay, I'm just gonna do 2 cups of the breadcrumb mixture. You might have extra, but you're just gonna have to toss that out. I just wanna make sure I'm not low. You're also going to need about a 1/4 teaspoon of the Parmesan Romano. You're gonna add that to your breadcrumb mixture. And you're not gonna add salt to this just because you're already putting the Parmesan Romano and that's a little bit salty. So we're just gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic salt. Oops, let me show you the name. Okay, so I'm gonna add that in there. And then you're just gonna mix it. Okay, so that's your breadcrumb mixture and also your egg mixture. Let me show you now the breading part. Okay, so you're gonna grab your chicken cutlet that's already coated with the flour. You're gonna dip it in the egg. You always wanna have a wet and a dry just to make sure that you're able to just coat it. So, okay, so there goes one. Grab the next one. You're gonna coat it with the egg. And you're just gonna tap the flour, make sure it sticks. And do you see, since we put the flour on before the egg, you see how the breadcrumbs stick perfectly. Okay, and this is one of the wonky ones I showed y'all, and I'm gonna show you how you can't really tell it's wonky. Okay, so you see how it just perfectly covers everything. You can't even tell that it was wonky. So this is what they should look like once they're breaded. They're perfectly breaded. And I'm just gonna let them sit while my oil heats up. Okay, so I did put about 3 cups of vegetable oil in the pan, and I have it on level 4, so I have it on medium-low heat. And I'm going to go ahead and start placing the chicken in there so they can start frying. I'm going to get the bigger pieces first. That's what you want to hear. Sizzle. And I'm going to get the 2 big ones first. Okay, and then I am going to crank the heat up to maybe 6. Okay, and we're just going to let them sit in there and keep frying. Okay, so they have been sitting here for about 4 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and flip them because I know they're ready to be flipped. So that's what you want, for the crust to be golden brown. Okay, and you're just going to flip them, and you're just going to let them cook on this side for about 3 more minutes, and then go ahead and do the other batch. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and get your water in a pot just so you can start boiling the water for your pasta to put in. I am using about this big of an olla. So I filled it up for water till about right here. And now I am going to add some salt so it can give the pasta flavor. Okay, so this you do have to season it pretty well just so you can make sure that your water is going to have some flavor. Once you add the salt, just go ahead and mix it so when it starts boiling, it can just bring the salt together with the water. And just let it sit there, cover it with the lid, and wait till it starts boiling. Okay, so these are ready to be taken out. And I did forget to mention that you can go ahead and place them on top of a plate and a paper towel just so it can drain the excess of the vegetable oil out. Okay, so I'm going to put in the last batch for them, because they can get burned. Okay, so this is the last batch of the chicken. Okay, you guys, so you see how the water's already kind of getting bubbles, so that means that now it's time for you to add your pasta. So you're just going to go ahead and add the whole box. And then it will slowly start kind of sinking in there. So just go ahead and put the lid back on. And I'll show you guys once the pasta is ready. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how I like to prep the Prego. I did forget to show you how I did put it in there. So you're just going to go ahead and put it in a bowl. It's about this big. And you can put it in a pot, but I just feel like that's extra work and more dishes you need to wash. So why do that? And you're just going to kind of mix in the water. Gonna mix it in gently because you know we don't want it to overspill, and then you're just going to add the 1 tablespoon of brown sugar that I did tell you guys about. This is just to kind of make the sauce a little bit sweeter. It doesn't really make it sweet, it kind of just balances so the sauce is not as tomatoey, con mucho tomate. I don't know how you say it in English. So you just mix. And you see how it kind of already dissolved. But just to make sure that it dissolves really well, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the microwave for about a minute. Okay, so I did leave it in the microwave for about a minute, and it really nothing happens to it. It just, you know, the consistency is Perfect, and this is what we're gonna put on top of our chicken to make it chicken parmesan. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the Alfredo sauce. I'm gonna show you guys how I like to chop my garlic. And I brought 2 garlic cloves out, but I kind of just go based off like how finely I cut it. Make it really tiny. Just keep cutting. Because I am making the whole thing of pasta, I'm gonna add the other half of this one. So it's gonna be a total of 1.5 cloves of garlic for the amount of pasta I'm making. So I'm just gonna go ahead and don't be afraid of putting this in the sauce, because if you don't add the garlic, it does make a difference in the sauce. So I do highly recommend that you add this garlic. Okay, so my pasta is done. I already drained it. It did take about 20 minutes for the amount of pasta that I did put in it, and I did put the whole box. Okay guys, but just make sure that you taste the pasta. If you try it and it's al dente, that means the pasta is ready. You don't want it to be super soft. You want it to be like al dente, for it to have like still a little bite. Okay guys, so in the same pot where I was cooking my pasta, I'm gonna go ahead and add my butter so it could start melting down. I am going to add about a whole spoon, like this much of a big spoon, just because I am making a lot of pasta. Oh, sorry. So that's totally normal cuando sale el humo así. It's just because you are adding the butter. So as you can see, you're just gonna let the butter kind of melt in there, and once it's about half done melted, then you'll go ahead and add the garlic. So you see how big the spoon is? So I added about a full spoon of this butter because I am making a lot of pasta. Okay, so just keep letting it melt in there. Okay, so now that the butter is fully melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add the 1.5 garlic clove that I did chop finely. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in there, and just make sure that it incorporates in there. You want the butter to kind of get garlic flavor, so your Alfredo sauce can come out awesome. Just keep letting it sit there. It's already smelling bomb. You can already smell the garlic. And because you're cooking the garlic, like I said, when you take a bite, you are not going to be able to taste the garlic. Okay, so let it keep cooking there. And I do have my stove on at level 6. So just keep letting it cook in there. Okay, so now that you're starting to see like the garlic is kind of changing color and it's sizzling in there, you're gonna go ahead and add your heavy whipping cream. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole thing. This is a quart. I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole thing because I like for my sauce to be, for my Alfredo to be saucy. I don't like it dry. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead. Okay guys, so you see how the butter is already incorporating in the garlic with the heavy cream. It's already kind of simmering, so now it's time for you to add your cheese. This is about 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. Oh, I'm not sure why it's not focusing. There it goes. About 1.5 cups of finely shredded Parmesan. I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole bag. And I am just gonna go ahead and let it mix with the sauce. Because the sauce is already simmering, the cheese is gonna melt pretty fast. So just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. And you're gonna keep stirring. You kind of don't want to leave it alone now because we don't want the cheese to stick at the bottom of the pan. So you do have it on low heat, which I have it on level 3 on my stove, and I'm just gonna keep on mixing it. And guys, it's already smelling so bomb. Like, you could smell the garlic. It's not overpowering, but you could just smell the garlic and the butter cooking and the cheese, and it smells so bomb. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and add about 1/8 cup of the Parmesan Romano cheese that I did show you guys in the front. Just because this kind of gives it like a salty, and it adds a little something something to the sauce. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it and keep stirring it. You see how the sauce is kind of getting thick already? So you know the sauce is almost done. Once you add the Romano, I'm gonna let it simmer for about a minute or so, and then I'm gonna taste it to see if it needs salt. Okay, so I did taste it for salt. I am gonna add about a 4th teaspoon of salt, just because I feel like it does need it. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir. Okay guys, so I already added the pasta in there, and you see how the sauce is like runny for the amount of pasta, so that's exactly what I wanted. The sauce is bomb, and the pasta looks fire. So we're just gonna wait for our chicken parmesan to be ready, and then we'll get ready to serve, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's gonna be extra Alfredo-ish, extra saucy, extra bomb. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and have my pot on low heat, so like level 1. I'm gonna go ahead and just put some sauce at the bottom of the pan because I don't want my chicken to stick. So, you know, just a little sauce, like a little layer. Kind of like when you make lasagna, you know. So all over the pan, make sure that the pan is fully coated with a layer of sauce. And then you are going to start placing the chicken down. Because I do have a big pan, all the chicken does fit in here, but if you don't have this much of a big pan, you can go ahead and just put them in the oven, in a pan. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stove on, and here I have the cheese. And because my sauce is simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and place this in just so everything could kind of be ready at the same time. Okay, so now with the sauce, you're gonna just get a spoon and kind of just add some sauce on top. I don't like my chicken parmesan personally really saucy, but it's all a personal preference, you know. Just make sure that you put some sauce in every cutlet. Okay, like so. Get some sauce in here. On these little ones, add some sauce. You can also add sauce, like if you have just the sauce that you have left over, you can just kind of add it at the bottom. Right, okay, so it should be looking something like so. Let me show you guys. Should be looking something like this. Now you are going to go ahead and add about this much cheese to each chicken. It just depends how cheesy you want it, but in my personal preference and my family's, the more cheese the better. So just add some cheese, keep adding to every single chicken cutlet. And I already hear it sizzling. Just add a little more cheese. And that's what it should look like. So now so now that we have put cheese on top of everything, we're gonna go ahead and put a lid on it just so it can kind of let the cheese melt, because the chicken is pretty much cooked. All you're doing, you're just waiting for the for the cheese to melt. You don't have to cook the chicken through. So once it's done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, so now that the cheese is almost done melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add some parsley, you know, just so we can make it look a little fancy. Because when you get this at Olive Garden, they do put parsley on top, so you know. Just for the video, we're gonna add some. And it should look something like this. Guys, look how bomb it looks. Okay guys, so this is what it should be looking like. Fire. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some pepper flakes because I like my chicken spicy. And then I am going to make sure that I have a piece of sauce, chicken, and cheese. Okay, so you're gonna cut a piece of your chicken. You gotta make sure that you have some sauce, some chicken on there. Then you're gonna grab some of your pasta. Then you're gonna grab some chicken, and you gotta have the perfect bite, guys. Bomb. So flavorful. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope you guys see my next video. Bye.